Thank you for joining us today for the virtual Sunday service with the Center for Creative Living. CCL, a charter of the Universal Church of the Master, has served and supported the spiritual needs of its community here in the Bay Area for over 20 years.
Good morning and welcome to the Center for Creative Living. And I am the Reverend Doti Boon, the pastor of this delightful church. We are so delighted to have you spend some time with us during this wonderful holiday weekend. I know most of you feel that you've been taking holiday already, but here you are having the 4th of July weekend off. And the 4th of July is a delightful time to spend with the family that you can. And be sure to keep up the social distancing and wear your masks, okay? Well, we have a delightful Sunday for you because our speakers are going to be talking about how to manifest happiness during difficult times. And that's exactly what we have right now, our difficult times. And these speakers are Tiffany, Kiefer, and Jill Stein. And we want to welcome these delightful women to the Center for Creative Living. Our prayer today is going to be done by Dr. Ayleen Augustine. That's a delightful reverend who is the president of the Universal Church of the Master, our parent church. And our meditation is going to be done by the Reverend Dr. Janet Childs, and the slide presentation accompanying it is done by Reverend Corey Gott. Look at all these people it takes to put on Sunday service just for you. We want to take a moment to let you know what our mission statement is, and I'm going to read this to you because I am so delighted at who you were and who we are. We proclaim and affirm the spiritual nature of all faiths, religions, and creeds. Our vision here at CCL is to co-create spiritual communities of love, trust, integrity, and mutual respect, which embrace our diversity, celebrate the oneness of the human spirit, serve the well-being of the human family, and honor the sanctity of all creation. We accept that God is a moving spirit in all and the loving essence of the universe. That's what we stand for here at the Center for Creative Living in San Jose, California. And please join us every Sunday. We love to have you here. And join the chat. Yeah. Join the chat room and let us hear from you. And you can do that even while our speakers are speaking, because we want to know what you think of going through this difficult times and how you are handling it. So please stay with us for the rest of our service for this Sunday, 4th of July.
Good morning, everyone. This is Reverend Dr. Ayleen Augustine, and I hope everyone is doing really well. I hope everyone is taking good care of themselves, and I hope that everyone is finding their eye of the storm, their happy place, or at least their content place. You know, recently somebody who I was speaking with said, well, you're a reverend. You know, where's God in all of this? And I guess the question, one, I appreciated because it was a very honest question. And it kind of brought to my mind how differently people can view things. And I told her that, well, God's right here. Where else would God be? And she said, well, because there's so many horrible things happening, you know, how can God be here? I said, well, like any good parent, God is letting us find our way. But that doesn't mean that they've left. It doesn't mean that, you know, that they're anywhere other than right here with us. They're just letting us figure it out. They're letting us find our own way and utilize our free will. And while that's not always pretty, it will ultimately lead to us growing and learning. So if any of you are wondering, where's God? They're right next to you, loving you and saying, look, we've got this. We can do this. Remember everything you've learned. It's going to be all right. I would never leave you. It's going to be okay. By the time this is all over, we will be wiser, more compassionate, more aware, more conscientious about justice, and we will be better. So hang in there. Don't give up on us quite yet. Humanity still has a lot of tread on that tire. We've got a long way to go, but we're getting there one step at a time. So take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, just let anything weighing on your body, your mind, or your spirit just slide away and fall into that little imaginary basket next to you, because that's your care basket. And in this moment, you don't need to hold on to all of those things. Just let them sit. Dear, blessed, and wonderful Creator, we thank you for this day and we thank you for our lives. We thank you for everything you give in each and every moment and with each and every breath. We thank you for all the ways that you are there with us. We thank you for being there with all of those who are on the front lines of the COVID-19 struggle, all of those who are caring for people, all those who are searching for a vaccine, all those who are fighting for legislation to protect people, and all of those who are suffering, those who are sick and those who love them and who are taking care of them. Thank you so much for being with all of them. And Creator, we thank you for being with all of those who are on the front lines of the other battle that's being waged. The battle against injustice, the battle against racism, the battle against all that you truly teach, and the love that you would want us to show one another. Creator, thank you so much for all the hearts that are opening up, all the people who are stepping up and saying, no, this is not right, and we're going to stand up against it. Creator, we thank you for the opportunity to stand together as one and to fight that shadow aspect that we have needed to face for a long time, and now we are facing it. Creator, we thank you for the blessing of our ancestors who are looking down on us and knowing that we will always continue the fight. Creator, thank you so much for the blessing of all those who are traveling and who must go out and be out in the world. And we ask you to watch over them and protect them and keep them safe. Creator, we know you are there. We know that you would never leave us. We know that in this dark place, you're right beside us, encouraging us and loving us. Creator, thank you for being the one who teaches us to love unconditionally, ourselves and one another. Thank you for giving us every reason to trust you. And for those who are having a hard time with it, thank you for your patience, because you are always there for each and every one of us. Even though we can't see you, we can feel you. Creator, thank you for all that you give and all that you are. And whatever it means to you, I hope you have a wonderful day. For all your creation to the next 7 generations and beyond. Aho Mitako Yasin, Ago, 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 by earth, sea, and sky. Namaste, blessed be, Shalom, Assalamu alaikum, Amen.
Thank you so much for having us. We are truly honored to be here with you today, and we have some exciting content for you. So happy Sunday, happy America's birthday. And we would like to start with some questions. And one of those is, how many times do you just wish that you had a sign that told you which way to go in your life, right? Yeah. More importantly, if you got that sign, how would you know how to receive it? Wouldn't it be nice to know? I think.
Yeah, because we're looking for an answer when we ask a question. We ask the universe to guide us in our direction. How do we know where it's going to come from? How do we know how to receive those answers?
Yeah. And you know, during all this time, we feel alone and we feel unsupported. So how often do you feel that way? And when you do, where do you get support? And more importantly, how do you support yourself? So during this next 20 minutes, we really hope that you can just stay present a little bit with us so that we can help you answer those questions and help you overcome the challenges that are going through, you know, our world right now, and help you get tuned in, tapped in, turned on with everything that's going on within you, so that you can become more happy, more compassionate, and more within your life right now.
Absolutely. And the way to deal with all those challenges that we were just talking about is to be tuned into the universe and how it is communicating with you. So take a deep breath and just land where we are, land in this beautiful, beautiful time with the Center for Creative Living, and know that you're fully supported, and we're going to help you make things better. There is so much going on in the world right now, and it's so easy to just feel helpless and not really know what to do other than protecting your own self and sheltering in place and practicing social distancing. So Tiffany and I have some fun things that we are going to share with you that will help other people, because even you don't need to help the whole world at once. If you just make a difference in one person's life, or even better, a few people's lives during the day, you're creating a ripple effect. And not only is it going to improve what's going on with others, but it's going to help you, because anytime you can be focusing on lifting somebody else up, it's going to lift you up as well. So if you're starting to get into that malaise of, oh my gosh, when is this going to end? And I'm stuck here and I can't do the things I normally want to do, and I can't go to the center for Sunday services and get all the hugs and eggs and treats that I want, and I'm just super crazy frustrated. What can you do? And reaching out to others in these small little ways to brighten their day actually will brighten your own day. So what are some of the things we can do, Tiffany, to reach out?
So one of my favorite things that I love to do, I started this tradition when we moved to England about, I don't know, now 8 years ago. And that was making cards, homemade cards, and and they're blank. And I would just put little notes in them saying, hey, I'm thinking about ya. And it wasn't, you know, their birthday, it wasn't, you know, a special holiday. I just sent them cards, and I did this monthly. I tried to send out like a couple a week to different people on my Christmas list. So this wasn't people that were my best friends or my sisters or family. I actually started the letter A and I went all the way through to the letter Z, and whoever was on my list got a card throughout the year. And you would be surprised how many times getting snail mail has brightened people's day, and it cost you a forever stamp. That's it.
Yep. And you can get stamps if you're not getting out there right now. You can get stamps. You can order them and have them shipped to you if you're not going to the post office. And you can just leave it for your mailman to come and pick up. You don't even have to go anywhere. And you can make, just look in your supplies around your house. You can make fun things, include fun things. And maybe even if you could go through your Rolodex. That's so funny. Nobody has a Rolodex anymore. You could go through your list of people that are in your phone. Or if you meditate every morning or you get quiet, you can ask Source to share with you who needs a lift me up right now. Yeah. And the first person that comes in your mind, that is who the universe is telling you would love to hear from you. So that's also a wonderful way to decide who you're going to send your special little notes to. So that's something really fun that could brighten your day and somebody else's. Yes. Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm. So my next favorite thing to do is random acts of kindness. Now, a lot of people say, well, I'm at home, Tiffany. How do I do random acts of kindness? I have my Amazon delivered to me. I have my groceries delivered to me. I have DoorDash deliver my mail or my food. I have this. I have, Farm Fresh deliver my fruit. I just don't get out. So I'm not even seeing people except when I go around the block to get some fresh air. So how can I do random acts of kindness? Well, first, you can smile. You can smile at your neighbors. You can be friendly and say good morning or good evening. You would be surprised at how many times I'm walking my dog and I just say good morning or good afternoon, and they'll have their earbuds in. They'll go, good morning, and they just say, how are you? And they just light up like, Christmas. They're so excited. But one of the coolest things that our neighborhood started doing was rocks. And they would put these rocks in people's yards. And just as random acts of kindness. And they now you walk through and it's like a mural when you walk through our neighborhood of all these wonderful sayings. And it's amazing because after you get home from your walk, you're so uplifted. And it all started, we kind of started posting, on those neighborhood chat things. Hey, let's do this. And these kids took off and started doing it. And we did our front yard and they came and took all of our rocks and just had a heyday. So yeah, different random acts of kindness. Now, if you're actually out and about, different random acts of kindness that you can do is pay for the car behind you. You go through a drive-through, pay for the car behind you, and pay for the person's groceries behind you. That happened to us before, and that's
so fun.
And that was something at the perfect divine time that we needed it. You never know when that's going to happen, and you never know when somebody really needs something. And I just sat there and cried. It was definitely divine timing. What about that neighbor that has weeds that are knee high and you just go knock on his door and say, hey, can I weed whack your weeds for you? And he's like, oh my gosh, can I pay you? And you're like, nope, I just want to do random act of kindness just to help you out. And you find out that he's had surgery and he hasn't been able to get out.
Yep, and it's easy to figure out where you're most needed. All you really have to do is when you get up in the morning, just say, universe, God, source, where am I most needed today? And please just show me. And so if you're just paying attention and you're aware, and also remember, if you are out and about, when you go to the store, a random act of kindness can actually just be smiling and saying hi to somebody. So many of us are like, we think, oh no, we have to have our mask on and we can't breathe on each other, but that also means we can't make eye contact, we can't say things to each other, and none of that is true, especially to the people that are wiping everything down, the people that work there, the security guard at the grocery store. They're dealing with so much right now. They're the ones that are having to tell people, sorry, you can't come in unless you're wearing a mask, whether they agree with that or not. So still making that eye contact and speaking to people you don't have to touch to make a connection. We know that because we are the people that come to the center. We know that you don't have to touch to make that spiritual, wonderful connection. So make eye contact. Be loving, even though it's so weird when you're out and about right now. And I know I'm learning to smile with my eyes. My mouth is getting lazy, but as I walk by people, I just kind of squint my eyes a little bit as if I were smiling. I don't really have to do anything with my mouth. So I'm learning how to smile with my eyes. So we really encourage you to continue making that contact with people. It's really special.
Yeah, so those are things that you can do for others. But then you turn around and you say, but where's my kindness for me? Well, the best form of kindness that you can do for yourself is gratitude and being grateful for what you have in your life. You know, being grateful for the things that you know you have coming to you. Thank God, yes. Grateful for each other. Grateful for the opportunity to be able to come to you and share with you how Rise Up and Shine is out there and trying to raise everybody's vibrational level by going live every single day. And but being grateful for your UPS man that's still out there, being grateful for being able to have groceries in your house, being grateful for just your family. You know, yeah, my daughter's home from college and we maybe tussle or whatever, but I am so grateful that she's here, you know, and being able to spend this time with her. You know, she may be like, oh, I don't want to be here. But, you know, as a mom, I am so grateful that she's here. So
it's like you were given a gift of a little extra time.
Yeah.
When she went to college. Yeah, that's so very cool. And it's so easy to start to get really worried, right?
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to talk some more in a few minutes about how to alleviate that, because it's very important not to get sucked into the worry. But I think our first tool around that is when you start to worry about the outside world is to remember that everyone out there is on their own soul's path. They are making their own decisions. And while we wish we could change the world and make everything rainbows and roses, sometimes we can't. So remember, worrying about somebody does not serve them. It does not help them. It does not help them get out of what they're going through. Worry is a 4-letter word with a couple extra letters. Just worry doesn't help anybody. So when you find yourself getting into that place of, oh my gosh, I'm starting to worry about everybody, number one thing is to remember worrying is not doing them any good. Send them good energy and then focus on where you are right now. Are you laying your head on your pillow that night? Are you sitting down to a meal? Are you driving a car? When does that worry start to settle in for you during the day?
Are you watching the news?
Oh my gosh, just don't. Yeah, are you watching the news? So just remember, even if you are watching the news, if you're one of those people that we can't talk out of watching the news because you feel like you need to be informed, where are you when you're watching the news? Are you sitting on a comfortable couch or in a nice chair? Always bring it back when you start to worry into your own reality. So that you can realize I'm okay right now in time and space. I'm okay. And I send blessings and love and best wishes for everybody else, but I don't need to worry about them. That's not my job. So we talked earlier about wanting a sign on which direction to take in your life. Sometimes this is for really big decisions, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's even for just day-to-day decisions. But wouldn't it be great if every time we had to make a decision there was a neon sign from the universe that went this way, and also just learning how to receive those messages from the universe, because believe it or not, they're actually there. They're just not quite neon signs that everyone can see. So the question is, how do we get those signs? When we ask for the guidance, how do they come? How do we get them?
You first have to be tuned in to the universe. You need to get quiet every single day. Well, some sort of quiet every single day by tapping into your own inner self. Whether that's praying to God every single day. whether it's just getting quiet and breathing, whether it's going on a walk and looking at nature, just getting quiet and getting tuned into your higher self. Because when you're asking for signs from the universe, signs from God, signs from your angels, they want to give you signs. They're eager. They're jumping up and down saying, I want to help you. But if you're not helping yourself, they're giving you everything you're asking for. Every time you ask, it's automatically given. Everything's put in place to give it to you, but you have to be open to receive. You have to be open to the guidance, and the only way to be open is to get quiet.
Yeah.
So what are the signs? Oh my gosh, they're so amazing.
just the signs to know that you're supported are
Yeah.
so wonderful, right?
Oh my gosh,
The
yes.
angels send us so many signs, and sometimes we don't quite notice them. Sometimes that happens to me, because I know some of the really wonderful ones are a feather coming across your path, a rainbow, angel numbers, 3 numbers in a row. We get these all the time. It seems like now, because I'm open and I'm always asking for signs, it seems like every time I look and see what time it is, it's always 3 numbers in a row, no matter what. But it's so funny, because I was really in need of support one morning, and I was out in my grass with my bare feet, because I want to feel the earth sometimes, and it was kind of wet and dewy, and a feather stuck to my foot. And I went, oh, and I just took the feather off and I laid it down somewhere, and never did it dawn on me that it was the angels talking to me. But then right afterwards, as I walked by my sunroom, there's a bell from my grandmother that was my grandmother's bell sitting in there, and somebody picked it up to dust, and the bell rang. And I went, oh yeah, that was a sign. So letting your guides, the universe, your angels know that you want the signs, and to please knock me over the freaking head if I don't see the sign, then that's just the way to go, to be totally open like you were talking about. It's so magical.
And sometimes they will knock you over the head. Because when I was just learning how to meditate and just like really coming into myself, I was asking for signs, but I really wasn't open to it with my eyes, and they were really hitting me over the head, literally. Almost every single day, I was cleaning houses in England, and I was really coming out of my depression and really meditating every day and asking for signs, and every single day, I would hit my head on something.
That is literally hitting your head.
For real, you can ask my family, and they're like, my goodness, Tiffany, you always hit your head. And as funny as it seems, recently Jill and I are starting on expansion more, and I've been hitting my head more. So my husband's going, what is going on? So really listen to signs. So now I just have to open my eyes more, because maybe I'll stop hitting my head.
That would be good. They're trying to knock some sense into you.
Yeah, they must be.
Yeah.
So seriously, get quiet, stop, slow down, and be present. Be as present as possible, so that you can tune yourself into whatever signs and whatever is going to show up in your life for you to move forward, to create forward momentum. Remember, you are the creator of your life. Nobody else. Nobody else's opinion, nobody else's guidance, not even your mom and dad, not your grandma, nobody. You are the creator of your life. So start creating.
Yes, absolutely. And it isn't always easy to be creative and get creative when you're feeling alone and unsupported. So there's some tools that we're going to talk about, for sure, to remind you, and maybe to give you some new tools about how to get into that creative self and to move forward.
Yeah, because remember, when you're stuck in your head with worry and overthinking and overanalyzing or judging, or you're just angry, you're never going to realize the messages that Spirit, God, Goddess, all that is sending you. So you have to set your intention every single day so that you can connect to your higher self, connect to Spirit. You can do this. Most of you already know how to do this, but we're reminding you so that you can do it.
Yeah,
right?
we really want to remind you to do it because right now, because we're home for days and days and days and days, and we don't have that routine that a lot of us usually have, the sun is still going up and the sun is still going down. So we're still having our circadian rhythm or whatever it's called. So days still mean something. It still means something. Daily practices are still super important.
Right.
And what are some of those daily practices that we can remind everybody about?
So you can meditate. You can just, if that's not for you, you can just practice mindfulness. You can journal with your higher self or with Spirit or God, right? You can do chanting. You can do a guided meditation. What I like to do is walk and meditate, right? But
Without closing your eyes?
without, yes, without closing my eyes. But truthfully, what's the fun stuff to get connected? Let's get physical.
Yes. So the ways to really shake it off and still be living in your joyful, happy, powerful self, we're going to share some of that with you because for those of you that are still watching the news and we're still talking to people on the phone and we're still coming in contact with some really major doom and gloom people. Tiffany actually has a story about something that happened to her the other day.
Yeah, so when you are stuck with people in you just can't get away from, and I happen to be stuck in a vehicle with somebody for an hour and 45 minutes. Talk about the more you are trying to manifest against something, like for this to stop, the negative doom and gloom, the more the universe dished it up for me. And then the more I kept saying, God, this traffic's got to move, please. The more I kept going, the more the universe said, oh, well, we're just going to keep bringing it to a halt. And pretty soon we were stopped. And I was like, okay.
And you're in this car with somebody who's wah, wah, wah,
Oh,
wah, wah.
about how horrible his life was. And so then we stopped to get gas. And boy, did I get out. And I was just like, ready to come unglued because I vibrate at such a high level, and I thought, holy cannoli, what's going on? So I just was like, what do you want? What is the thing that you're most passionate about? What makes you happy? And the whole thing was like just throw up of negativity. Couldn't get wrapped around his head of anything that brought him joy. So as soon as I dropped this person off where he was destined to go, I sanitized the heck out of my vehicle with Lysol, and I just sprayed everything down. And all of a sudden I started to choke, asphyxiating myself, and I started to laugh so hard because I was killing myself with this Lysol all over the chairs and all over the dashboard and everything that I was laughing so hard. Tears were coming out of my face. I had to roll down all the windows. But I realized that I was releasing all of that negativity, pent up energy that was there in the car that for the last hour and 45 minutes that did not serve me by bringing joy back into my life.
Because laughter is it.
Yeah.
I mean, laughter is one of the best ways to release stuff, whether it's your own stuff, because all of a sudden you realize that, oh my gosh, for the last 2 hours, I've been on a low vibration, I've been wallowing my way through negativity, or if you were watching something, or if you were hanging out with somebody that was super negative, there are a few ways that you can release that, and laughter is one of the best ones. If you can watch something that you know makes you laugh, or if you can just think about something, or if you can even get in the front of the mirror and make faces at yourself, anything that gives you that belly laugh, that's a release. Also, believe it or not, just going like this. You can say, I'm just releasing all the negative stuff that came around me right now. Tiffany's the queen of doing that. You can also shake it off. Just shake it off. So there's wonderful ways, and dancing and doing yoga, singing really loud, or physical activity. All those things are releasing ways to get negativity to flow out of your life. So we're almost wrapping here. We don't want to take up too much of the time here on Sunday. Is there anything else you want to share?
I just
Wrap up?
want to share a quote from Deepak Chopra before you end it, and that is, said that joy is one of the 5 noble emotions, but laughter is actually a language. So learn how to speak it, and just fluently, because it will really bring joy into your life.
Yeah. And just remember, if you are in this time feeling unsupported or feeling alone, we just encourage you to sit, get quiet, and tune in, because you're never alone. You have a team that is supporting you and is with you all the time. You're never alone. Have an amazing, beautiful, beautiful rest of your week. And don't forget to
rise up and shine.
Freedom, freedom, freedom in our lives. Freedom, freedom, we can realize. Look back to where we've been, look forward to where we've come. Freedom, freedom, freedom is not easily won. Breaks into our hearts and calls us to be strong. The wisdom of each other's rights, the journey will be long. Freedom, freedom, freedom rises inside. Freedom, sweet freedom, no more will we hide. We go inside to the place of truth, to the landscape of our peace. We stumble, we fall, we rise again. Our quest will never cease. Freedom, freedom, freedom in our lives. Freedom, freedom, freedom we can realize. The silence will be broken, the shadow of history's lies. The truth shall be spoken, the wings of song shall fly. A new anthem lifts to the sky. Freedom, freedom, freedom in our lives. Freedom, freedom, freedom we can realize. My friends, let us look at where we are now in our world of freedom. I invite you to take a deep breath, to go inside to your heart and to your body, and to find that place that defines your freedom, that lets the world know that you will stand up for your own freedom and for the freedom of everyone. We need to build the new anthem, an anthem of strength and gentleness, an anthem that stands bravely and tall, that allows us to honor what inside our hearts gives us that freedom. So I invite you to just notice, what is freedom to you? Every moment of every day, we can make that choice to know deep within our being what freedom we will stand up for. And may it be for all living beings. May it be for us, for our neighbors, for people that we don't know, for our earth, and all of the beings that live upon her. Freedom, freedom, freedom in our lives. Freedom, freedom, we can realize. The shadow will be broken, the shadow of history's lies. The truth shall be spoken, the wings of song shall fly. A new anthem lifts to the sky. Free, freedom, free, freedom lifts to the sky.
Thank you for joining us for this celebration of faith and fellowship. We'll be back next Sunday. And for those of you, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can leave them in the comments section. If you appreciate this video and the work that the Center for Creative Living is doing, please press like on the video. You can share the video, and also please subscribe, because that will help this community and the church grow. Remember, in these difficult and challenging times, the opportunity to give and support an organization that has done so much for the community is tremendously important. Please help the Center for Creative Living continue in the wonderful work that it does. We will make it through this. We will be stronger for it. Our faith will carry us. Be blessed, be safe, and have a wonderful week.